Now please stay standing for a moment. I like to do a practice right away from this wonderful book, How to Awaken Your True Potential by Master. This is on ridding yourself of worry. Master says here, anytime you are tired or worried, inhale and tense your body. Then throw your breath out and relax your whole body. Remain without thought or breath for a few moments, and you will become calm. Let go of your worries. Enter into absolute silence every morning and night. Try to remain for 1 minute at a time without thinking, especially if you're worried. Then try to remain several minutes with a quiet mind. Then visualize some happy incident in your life. Mentally go through the pleasant experience over and over again until you forget your worries entirely. Let's do that now. Let's inhale and tense the body until you vibrate, then exhale. Try to relax all the mental tensions, physical tensions. Inhale again. Prana, energy, life force, filling your whole body. Exhale. Relax, release anxiety, worries, fears. Once more. Inhale, joy, light, divine power filling you. Exhale, any heaviness, fatigue, moods, low energy. Now draw to mind, call to mind some pleasant, happy experience in your life. And just feel the smile coming onto your face from the memory of that wonderful time, that blessing in your life. And let that memory fill your whole brain, dissolving worry, pushing it out of the mind, and filling your brain, your thoughts, with God's light and joy. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Let's listen to Swami Kriyanandaji now. And first, we'll hear Swamiji greeting us with good morning. And we'll be listening to these every day, very brief. And then we have a short talk by Swamiji, about 6 or 7 minutes to share with you. Okay, let's enjoy.
Good morning. The secret of happiness is finding love through giving love, rather than through receiving it.
Then, another important point is to always listen. Not just listen while you're meditating. Always try to be in the listening presence. Don't fill your life up with too many distractions. It's so easy to do, but once it's all over, where is it? You know, the average, I forget what it is, but I think it's that the average person in this country over a lifetime watches 1.5 years of ads on TV. This is hard to believe. The amount of time that we waste watching TV is bad enough, but how much of that's taken up just with the ads? I remember 3 years ago in Hawaii, I was in a rented house or cabin, and there was a TV there, and so I turned the TV on, and there was a movie. So I watched it for about 5 minutes, and then ads came on, and I watched about 9 ads, and then voice said, Monday night at the movies will return after the following announcements. I turned it off, and I just have lost interest. in TV ever since. It's just, it's an insult to your intelligence. But it's more than that. We waste so much time, and then suddenly we wake up and we think, what have I done with my life? Because your life is measured to a very large degree by the little things that you do. The big crises, the big acts. It's strange how many movies there are about World War II. I lived through it in a way. I didn't get involved in it. I wasn't in the army. But still, I was alive at that time and aware of the intensity, to some extent, of the struggle and pain and tragedy and so on. Nobody enjoyed living through. Nobody wanted anything to do with it. They wanted peace. They didn't want to be shooting each other and having their legs and arms blown off. Why do they want to see movies about it now? It's because, at least for that little bit of time, people were putting out energy and living intensely. They were living dangerously, and they call that intensely. It may not have been all that intense, but there was the longing for it, the nostalgia for that period when really we were on the edge of our seats. And why? Because mostly people are sitting back in lazy boys. We can't live in crisis all the time, and yet to live intensely need not be so exhausting as it may seem. If you live intensely without being tense, if you live much more consciously, in other words. But we don't have an opportunity very often, and I hope it won't come again, although I can't help thinking that it will, to go through warfare and to have real crises that we have to face and tragedies that we have to deal with and so on. Most of the time, our lives are not set for heroism. And so we sit back and read Newsweek. And it's okay, a little bit, but the trouble is that a day goes by, and how much have you done of anything else? And another day goes by, and how much have you done of anything else? And a year goes by, and what did you really accomplish? And you think, well, life is long, but you wake up at the age of 70 and realize that it wasn't long at all. A friend of mine was talking about his mother, who, at the age of 85, couldn't remember what happened yesterday, but could remember clearly all the little things that happened when she was 20. As if all those years just hadn't quite existed. Another interesting fact was Joseph Conrad. He was born Polish and became English and learned English absolutely perfectly, and of course was a great writer. And in his old age, he developed a thick Polish accent. Strange. But really, the difference between one part of one's life and the first part of one's life and the last part of one's life is not all that great. A friend of my mother's, who was probably 78, said that people look at me and they see me as an old woman, but when they say it, when I see them thinking that way, I just laugh, because I know I'm just that same little girl. And that's the consciousness inwardly doesn't really change all that much. She always had the consciousness of a little girl, which is why she would put it that way. But the fact all the same is that life is extraordinarily short, and we should not waste our time. We should put our time into things that are really worthwhile. Don't think that you can sort of drown. You see, just like Mardi Gras, the fillers, the distractions, all the little things we do to escape the responsibility for listening to the divine voice within ourselves, these are, like Mardi Gras, a kind of hysteria, a kind of madness, a kind of inebriation. We think to make enough noise to push out of our minds, and therefore out of reality, that silent universe that is just sitting there watching, waiting for us to wake up and take notice. I used to notice this when I was in college, and I'd go to a college party, and I was longing for something more, and I'd go outside. I remember there was a beach party one night, and we were all there cooking hot dogs and singing, and it all seemed sort of, I don't know, it just, I remember taking a walk down the beach by myself, and getting away from all the noise and laughter and jokes and everything, and suddenly seeing the stars and hearing the ocean come up on the beach and feeling that this ocean is touching many other beaches, many other shores, many other lives, and we're united by this ocean, and there's something that we all share. There's something silent going on underneath all this noise and partying that if we could hear, if we could attune ourselves to, would make our lives worthwhile. But we're afraid of that emptiness.
Good morning again, friends. It's so nice to hear Swami Kriyanandaji's voice and feel his blessing with us and his energy. We will be playing that good morning every day. There's a different one for each day, and a talk by Swamiji. Today I want to go into how to use our time well. You heard what Swamiji was saying there about how much time is just wasted away, sitting in front of the television, doing nothing, maybe going on social media continually. But as a yogi, we have a particular path, we have teachings, we have gurus, we have techniques, we have a lifestyle that's our own. And that lifestyle we should be adhering to and following. And the first thing I want to say is that we have to realize that our masters are always with us. Times are good, times don't seem so good. We feel up, we don't feel so good. That the master's blessings, their grace, their divine power, their help, they're always, always with us. As Babaji, Lady Mahashaya said about Babaji in Autobiography of a Yogi, that anyone who calls with devotion to Babaji will feel his blessing, an instantaneous blessing. And Lahiri Mahashaya said, I'm with all those who practice Kriya, meaning all those who are in tune in that way. And of course, Yoganandaji said, to those who think me near, I am near. And that's been proven over and over. I remember when Swami Kriyanandaji was writing the Bhagavad Gita, he wrote 2 months on that. It was his masterpiece, really, and 600 pages. And during that time, you could feel Yoganandaji's presence very strongly in the house where Swamiji was. You can feel Master's presence here in this room where I've been giving these talks for, now it's been a month or over a month. I come in this room and I feel like, oh, the divine presence is here because of reaching out to people here. I'm sure you can feel his presence in your meditation room and probably around your house. And Swamiji said to us, we asked him, is Master here now? It feels like he's here while you're writing. And he very quietly said yes. And you can feel that. And also there was a lady at Ananda Village who wasn't even a member. Her daughter was a member. She was visiting and a resident there. And she was taking a walk one day and she saw Yoganandaji there. And she said, do you come here often? And he said to her, I'm here all the time. What do you mean? And I believe that's so true. And so we have to draw the presence of the masters. Master said, I'll be sitting there with you all in the back of the room. You won't know I'm there, but I'll be there. And so the first thing to remember is bring the masters with you into your home, into your heart, into your meditation room, everywhere that you are. Bring them into your home with you and have them there with you. I recall a man who, he was taking his family into Delhi from Gurgaon, one of our members, and he had one of these car protectors, a picture of Guruji on one side, on the other side, picture of Babaji, and you could just hang it there in your car. And he was feeling Master was protecting his car. And so he got there to where his destination. He took the family out, the little children and his wife, and they started walking away. And then a big bus came and just slammed the car and completely demolished the car. And he looked back and he said, oh my God. And he said, I realized that God wasn't, and the masters weren't protecting the car, they were protecting them. And this is what we have to realize, that the masters are protecting us. And if we can live in that way, especially during this time of lockdown, that the masters are in my house, they're in my meditation room, they're meditating with me, they're doing my work with me, and they're everywhere. It's such a wonderful feeling to live your life with the masters. And you could every week take one master and just say, to this week, or every day, however you want, Guruji's with me. The next week, Lahiri Mahashai is with me. The next week, I'm going to have Babaji here all week with me. The next week, Krishna is here with me, and so forth. Swami Sri Teswarji is here with me. He's disciplining me. He's getting me up in the mornings. However you want to do it, but have the vibration and the magnetism to draw the masters. Secondly, be a bearer of light yourself. It's not enough to just call on the masters. You have to do that yourself. Do your sadhana. I remember a master said of Swami Sri Teswarji when he met him at the train once, he said, my master's there in that compartment. His aura fills the whole compartment. And the aura of a yogi, of somebody who's meditating a lot, is a strong aura. And keep your practice, keep your meditation, your energization, hatha yoga, ananda yoga, affirmations, healing, various things. I'll go into more of those in a moment, but you should be a light yourself. And as you meditate, look at the light, at the point between the eyebrows. If you're not seeing anything, feel the vibration here. This is a chakra. Uplift yourself above the worries, above the fears and problems. And that light, feel like it in the Bible it says, if thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be filled with light. And fill your whole body as you meditate. I'm full of light. You can also do this Om Tat Sat, which we've gone over other times. Om Tat Sat, circling your arms around you and visualizing light all around you. And do an affirmation of light. You should be a light bearer. This is what a minister or acharya is called in Ananda in America, in the West, a light bearer. I am bearing the light. And maybe it's small, maybe it's medium sized, maybe it's big, but I'm here to bear the light. And anybody who's on this path should consider themselves, no, I have the light within my own soul. I'm bearing the light. And that beautiful affirmation, I am submerged in eternal light. It permeates every particle of my being. I'm living in that light. The divine presence fills me within and without. And do affirmations on the light and fill yourself. Look at the light and say, no, I am not going to dwell in darkness and heaviness and emotions. I am a light in myself. I am bearing the light, and feel that with you all the time. And next, spread that light. Don't hold it yourself, but do Master's healing prayer where we rub the hands. You can tense your arms as we've been doing in the evenings at the sadhana. You can rub the arms and rub the hands and then hold your hands up. You can feel the vibrations coming out of your hands, and send the light from here and your hands out to the neighborhood, the guru bhais, your work companions, anyone who's ill, the whole world. Just say, I am sending out the light. And as you do that, you will, of course, receive more yourself. And think of all those who are in need of that light. The other wonderful thing is share that prayer, but also share from your heart. I've been telling people, call 5 people, guru bhais, neighbors, anybody. Say, how are you doing? Do you need any help? Can I be of any service to you? How is your family doing? I talked to my mother yesterday, and it was so sweet on the phone. I said, Mom, it's a time for prayer. Our whole family was praying from the time I was born. I just remember an environment of prayer. All my relatives were praying, and in the church, we were in the morning church, we were in the noon church, we were in the night church, we were in the church all the time, praying and praying. And at night we would kneel down by the bed, and our parents and grandparents would teach us how to pray. People have forgotten how to pray. And my mother so sweetly, she said, yes, it is a time of prayer. And she said, this man called me about my phone to help me fix my new phone. And she said, after, said, young man, do you have a Bible? And I thought, that's my mother. Says, you have a Bible? And he said, yes, ma'am, I have a Bible. She said, I want you to read this verse from the Bible so that you know that God is with you. And that's what we have to do, to keep remembering, yes, God is there. Yes, I can spread that light. Yes, I can spread hope. Yes, I can be a part of the solution, not the problem. And so also spread the light. We have some newly graduated meditation teachers and some yoga teachers in training. And it's not to sit back and have the diploma, oh, I'm a teacher now, I'm a teacher. The teacher is a servant. We are the servants. And for all of them to go out and find people to help your people at work to learn how to meditate, help people to have less stress by helping them to do yoga, helping them to learn the postures. And in any way you can, just ask Divine Mother, how can I help to strengthen the light around the world? Minimum, you can pray for people and pray for the world, and do it every day. And next, keep positive yourself. How do you keep positive? I'm going to give you some different books and affirmations you can use, but every day, do an affirmation. Keep your mind strong. Every day, open the autobiography. I remember one time during a stressful time in my personal life, I just would open that book. I'd say, Master, talk to me. What do you want me to hear today? And I'd open any page and, oh, that's what I need to hear. And try that with any of our books. Open and just read a paragraph and just put that in your whole consciousness for the day. Today, my guru has given me this message, and this is what I need to live by today. Keep books around your house where you're going to start getting negative. Pick up that book and open it, and keep a candle lit somewhere or a light in a place that's important in your house. Keep your altar shining and clean, and keep, maybe you do an arati there to bring in the light and to get out of a heavy consciousness. So affirmations, books, the talks of Swamiji, just hearing his voice, it's like he's coming through the ether and he's just saying, I'm with you. Listen to me. I listen to 2-3 talks every day of Swami Kriyanandaji's. You can go online, go on ananda.org. Get the talks, get the music, get the affirmations, get the books. It's all there. That's for the social media we should be going on. And I remember, you know, as you do these things, you start looking different. I remember I used to teach the Raja Yoga courses at the center. I don't do them anymore, but I would take the pictures of the students before and after the course. The course was like 3 months. And I would take the picture and I would tell them, show them at the end, look at your face now. Look how you used to look. Look how you look now. And this is, if you practice like that, you will change and you start to really become strong and centered and full of light and full of joy. And nobody can take that away from you. I remember some fellow sent me a friend some years back, a couple of years back. He sent me some old pictures that he had seen from some decades ago, thank God. And he said, oh, Dhyanaji, I found these pictures of you. And I said, oh my God, did I look like that? And I said, I hope you haven't shared these on social media. He said, no. I said, don't share with anybody. Look at your old pictures. It's frightening, honestly. And you look at a devotee with strong energy, strong eyes. No matter what happens, there's a smile on the face, there's joy. This will happen if you keep positive, keep practicing, and all these things I've been saying. The next thing is a satsang. Keep with the sangha. No, I'm going to go and watch 5 movies. No, keep with the sangha. There's things every day, all day long. Nobody has an excuse. All day long, there's 5 a.m. sadhana, there's the noon sadhana, there's the evening sadhana, there's the 8 o'clock program, there's various other programs, there's programs at all the centers. There's so many offerings now. And the meditations have just been blissful online. You can feel through the computer, you can feel the unity, the harmony, the magnetism of the devotees together. And finally, listen to Swami Kriyanandaji's music. As I said, you can go online, you can get it from whatever source, iTunes, or you can go on ananda.org and get some of the music. And I listen to it all day long, every day. It is so healing. Swamiji said he attuned that music to the vibration of Om, meaning the vibration of God. It pulls you right up out of your worries and fears and doubts. It just uplifts your energy to the higher chakras. If you listen to that music, you will be healed. And Master said of his chants, and I'm sure of Swamiji's too, that he chanted them over and over and over until God came. He felt a divine response. Those chants are spiritualized. They're blessed. They have the blessing of the masters in them. Keep the music playing around the house. If your energy starts going down, play some more of the music. After you meditate, play some of the music as you're sitting in the silence. Before you meditate, play some of the chanting so that you can go into meditation. If you keep that vibration around you all the time, you will be able to be in line, in attunement with that vibration, and your energy won't drop. I want to close now and just give you a couple of things, books that I would recommend and affirmations. I brought some books so I can actually show you, and you can go online, get them online. This is a wonderful book, Whispers from Eternity by Master. And he said, when you can't see me anymore, read my whispers and I will be talking to you through them. They're beautiful poems. This book, a biography, Master's Life, is a beautiful book written by Swami Kriyanandaji. You can open that every day and read something. Also, Autobiography of a Yogi, of course, that's a fantastic book. And as almost like a sequel to that is Swamiji's book, The New Path, where he tells of his discipleship under Paramahansa Yoganandaji and what it was like to live with the great master, the tests they went through, the strength that they gained. Of course, I've been going through this book most days with you. There's a whole wisdom series by Master, which you can get with different topics. Finally, this is fabulous, Metaphysical Meditations. And I would take from here, for your meditations in the mornings, you can take some things, some poems from here, but also there's some wonderful brief affirmations. We won't do this, but I just read so you can hear how beautiful they are. One is, on the throne of silent thoughts, the God of peace is directing my actions today. Isn't that beautiful? One more, I will wipe the dream fears of disease, sadness, and ignorance from the soul's face of silence and with the veil of Divine Mother's peace. How beautiful. And finally, I am protected behind the battlements of my good conscience. I burned my dark past. I'm interested only in today. So all of these aids can help you during your day and to keep in attunement with God and masters and to become the light yourself and to share that light with the whole world. God bless you and have a wonderful day.